Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Best Ever You Global Summit. We are so happy that you're here with us on our pre-conference workshop and the kickoff of our conference this week, Kris. I'm so excited. I'm Elizabeth Hamilton-Guarino here with Kris Fuller. Kris, take it away.
I am so excited as well. So in the next 3 days, we have 17 speakers coming to you with words of wisdom and nuggets of just beautiful stuff all about accountability, mindset, health and wellness, community and connection, and plenty more as well. So today, we're going to tell you about, Elizabeth and I have coined the phrase incredible yes. And at the Best Ever You Network, there's two things always going on. And number one is our focus is always you. We believe that we are here to serve you. And we will just, walk through fire to figure out or to help or to support or to cheer, whatever it is you need. And so in that bucket of, serving you and focusing on you, we've also looked at our lives and what has happened with us in recent times and how powerful the word yes can be.
Yeah. Well,
and in fact,
the incredible yes, actually, we've coined this phrase incredible yes. And so our pre-conference workshop today is entitled, What's Your Incredible Yes? And we would like to work with you and share with you some of the ways that you can arrive at your incredible yes if you don't have one already. We're hoping this conference sort of serves as maybe a launching point for that. And we'll tell you all about our incredible yes here in a minute. But an incredible yes, what is an incredible yes, to just kick us off?
That's right.
Yeah.
So before we start that too, I just want to tell people, if you need a pen and paper, I advise you to get one, because there might be an opportunity for you. We're going to ask you to write down some things as we do this preparation workshop. So the incredible yes, hit it, Elizabeth, in a one sentence.
You ready for this? Okay, here you go. What is an incredible yes? An incredible yes is a moment where you said yes to something and it changed your life.
Yeah.
Right? All right. I'm going to go on to the next slide.
Yeah, that's right. Simple but huge. And so what's the difference between an incredible yes and a regular yes? And I mean, I feel like it's almost self-explanatory because, we say yes. How many times a day do you think? Oh, tons, right? Can you make me a sandwich? Yes. Can you pick me up from school? Yes. Can you do this project? Yes. Can you meet my deadline? Yes. All of the things that we constantly say yes to just in the daily busyness of our lives, our families, our careers, our finances. Can you pay these bills? Yes. And there's a lot of yes that just kind of skittles out of our mouths and skittles out the door in our regular functioning. So an incredible yes, I mean, obviously it's there in hot purple with the firework to inspire you, but it's something that just really, really, really made that impact, made that difference. Like Elizabeth just said, a moment that you said yes, maybe you had to be brave, maybe you had to be bold, maybe it was a hard yes. Sometimes it feels like, when we talk to people, sometimes they're just like, oh, it was a no-brainer, my yes was this, and it just launched me into this or that. Others have been like, I had to look back and I was surprised. And so your incredible yes, so it might sometimes take a little bit of reflection.
And it might also be disguised as a leap of faith. So you're incredible. Yes, there are all types of them, but we're focusing in on one that has changed your life. If you can think of one, maybe everybody might want to just take a pause for a second with us and really gather their thoughts and think about what their incredible yes might be. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Okay, got it. And if you don't worry,
it's a tall order. What changed your life? If you feel like you haven't had an incredible yes in your life, or maybe not for a while, that's okay. We're going to talk about that in the next couple of slides and our talking points as well. So at Best Ever You, we celebrate 6 core principles, and they're listed there for you to see. So we have core, art, heart, humanity, sport, and spirit. And each of those we use as the platform for pretty much everything we do. When we host events, when we write, when we speak, when we produce journals, which we have a couple journals out that focus on those 6 areas. Those are the 6 areas that at Best Ever You, Elizabeth and I believe, make up the entity of you from head to toe, inside and outside. And so we're going to take a moment to tell you about these. And the little pie chart is there. And this is where you can do your first writing. Is if you want to take on your notepad and do a little pie chart, break it into 3, write these categories, and we have them partnered. We'll explain why in a moment. And we're going to ask you to think about what would you give yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 for each triangle in the pie. So 1 being you're not vibrating as beautifully as you would like to, and 10 is like, I am a champion in this field. And then everything else in the middle, right? So you just have a think about that. It's personal for you, and it's just sort of a starting point. But like I said, we're going to explain what these principles are. So Elizabeth's going to start with the top 2, core and art, and why they're together.
Okay, so the core of you is the essence of who you are, your values, your beliefs, and your behaviors. And the art of you is your unique, authentic self, as well as your talents and contributions to the world. And we've grouped these together because this can mean your personal values, it can mean your finances, it can mean your career, it can mean your hobbies, all the things that are core to you as a being and a person. So if you're a great artist, for example, if you make the best chocolate chip cookie, if you're the best CEO ever, whatever it is, it's in here, and with your values in there as well. So we'd like to know where you stand. Do 1 to 10. I don't think we need any goose eggs. Just 1 to 10.
1 to 10. We start with 1. That's great.
Nice on yourself here. Ease up. Remember, we also feel as you're doing this too, you're enough. You're enough as is. We're like the icing on the cupcake kind of thing. Yeah. So we love you. You're loved. You're enough, and everything. So don't be too hard on yourself here, because I've seen some doozy numbers, and I'm like, really? You think you're that? Huh? Well, I think you're a lot more than that. So let me tell you why. All right, you got the next 2.
That is an excellent point. And it ties into the next 2 here, and the next 2 say heart and humanity. And so the heart of you, and I'm just going to read from our journal, the heart of you is your emotions, feelings, and self-awareness. Pretty self-explanatory there, but I think one of the things about the heart of you is that we often forget to connect to ourselves, or if we do, we don't, like to Elizabeth's point, not scoring or being too hard on yourself. Treat yourself like a best friend. Your emotions are interconnected with all the people in your lives, but they're connected to you as well. So the heart and emotions is in that triangle, and it's beside what we call the humanity of you. And I'm just going to read this as well. And it says, your role as a global citizen and treating others with compassion. So compassion and your place in the world tied in with emotions, those 2 just go really nicely together, right? So 1 to 10, how are you feeling about your heart and your humanity zone?
All right, and so the last 2 are the sport of you and the spirit of you, or sport and spirit. And sport of you isn't sports, it's your health and well-being. So that's tricky. When you see the word sport, some people hesitate and go, oh, I'm not an athlete, I'm not this, I'm not that, and I'm not mode. And what we want you to think of is what you are mode. I am mode. So think about that in terms of your overall health and well-being. And then spirit, I think spirit is Kris's favorite, actually. This is where we're cultivating harmony. Yeah, you get all sparkly over there. Cultivate harmony, inner peace, and contentment. And really, I love this section of the chart because, harmony probably could be in every category, in every word we have up there. We want to resonate, harmoniously, definitely. But sport and spirit go together because it's your overall wellness, it's your overall health, it's your overall well-being, and harmony is a really big part of that. I know you've got something to say on this, Kris.
I do. I know. I just love that mindset. The power of your mind and your mindset is something that I am just so. I'm in love with it. I champion it. I talk about it and I encourage it. But I think, the power of your mind and your mindset being positive is directly connected to your body and your heart as well. Like everything is connected. So yeah, that is a really important one. So just again, looking at this little pie chart, if you give yourself a 1 to 10 in those areas, and if you feel like you need to break them apart and give each category numbers, that's fine, because this is your assessment of you. And it's just a starting point for you to gain awareness and take a look. So if you're doing this, that's great.
Yeah, and in talking about what we talked about yesterday, we were talking about the fact that we had kind of grouped these together for ease of memory and so forth, and they're a little bit disguised. Like it could be, you could think of it as like financially or relationships or career or a sport or whatever. They're so it's metaphorically heavy here, but it's also metaphorically light as well, especially when you throw in harmony. And the we were talking I'll keep going, but we were talking about like firing off in all categories. Like when you have an incredible, like, why do we have this up here? And the why is because when you have an incredible yes, sometimes it checks every single category. And that's the harmony that we're talking about, where you
Yeah.
just feel great about what you're doing. You feel great about you and so forth. And I know you have something to say about that too, because you are the one yesterday when we were talking about this, you're like, wow, that checks every category. And I'm like, there you go. That's how you can tell something is yes.
A truly incredible yes. Yes, because that's the thing is, even though when I first started sharing with you, and we'll talk about our own personal incredible yeses in a moment, but when I was sharing with Elizabeth, I was saying, I thought it was in this bucket. I thought it was in this principle. But as I looked at them all, I was like, it has elevated every area of my life. And it reminds me of that metaphor of when the tide comes in, all the ships go up. And that is, I think, what the incredible yes has the power to do.
Yeah, and when you say exactly when you say yes to something and it does that, it's exactly what you just said. When the tide goes up, all the ships come in, and you can make a tiny change in one area of your life, and even a tiny little one, and it'll have profound effects in all the other categories as well. And it might take a little bit to get that change going and that consistency and that discipline, but incredible yeses are very life-changing moments. So I'm going to keep going with our slides here. And this is fun. I love this, Kris. We both, first of all, I love this conference topic, incredible yes. And I know we've got a really big personal one.
Yes, and it's very, I don't want to say it's the exact same, but it's intertwined. Okay, it might be the exact same. So I get to go first because I am talking right now and I'm the light of your life. So here I go. My incredible yes is the moment I said yes to Elizabeth. So Elizabeth right over there, and the Best Ever You Network. So for those of you who don't know, we met in January 2020, just over a year ago, in an online ladies entrepreneur group on Facebook. And from that sort of social media meeting, we led ourselves to teaching each other Zoom, learning Zoom together. And in that process, started to talk to each other, started to get to know each other, started to find out we had a lot in common, both values and professionally, and our goals. And we just started talking every single day in 2020. And it wasn't long before. Go ahead.
And middle name and sharing.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Everything. Yes. Yeah, it's true. We both have the middle name of Marie. So we keep finding these little nuggets of things. And it's absolutely incredible that when Elizabeth asked me to join her in the Best Ever You Network, there was a part of me that was like, this sounds incredible. But there was a part of me that was like, but what does this really mean? And what does this really look like? And she's in Maine and I'm in Canada, and I am in isolation at home. And at that time, I was caring for my sick husband too. And I was just, like, I wasn't sure, but I just felt deep within me that I was like, I love that we've become peers, and I would love to be that partner and that colleague with you. And so I said yes to Elizabeth, and that's what we were talking about yesterday. I was like, I first thought this is a career move. I'm joining her network. I'm going to be doing things for my professional development and my career. But as time has gone on, and actually even from the onset, my heart and emotions are just firing on all cylinders. We have not met yet, but when we do meet, there is going to be like, a 60-second hug at least.
Meet on the Wheel of Fortune, I think.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I would love us to go on the Wheel of Fortune. It just doesn't stop. But the opportunity for me saying yes, and now looking at this year, this crazy year of 2020, where I was, I love planning, I love road mapping. I've got a 1, a 2, a 5-year plan. I didn't have Elizabeth in my plan, but now I do. And now I'm like, I'm going to see you in 5 years, in 10 years, in 25 years. We're going to be in the old folks home together when we're 107. So yes. My yes was saying yes to Elizabeth, saying yes to the Best Ever You Network. Now.
I'll be 117 to your 107.
Or there. I forgot. It doesn't matter. No, we'll be level 107 and level 117, because we like saying what level we are instead of age, because it makes you sound a lot more like accomplished, like you're really a champion of that video game, and the video game is life.
the 51-year-old level. Anyway, I just absolutely love that. And my incredible yes is the same. I mean, I I was talking earlier that I'm like, I'm sorry, Peter and the kids. You're all incredible yeses for sure. So's the cat. So everything. I mean, and the point is you can have multiple incredible yeses, but you can really have an incredible yes that really just absolutely it's life changing. And this is absolutely life changing. Meeting you in that moment and your sparkly self and your glitter that you throw everywhere, imaginary or real, and
I have some glitter on my
glitter and her beautiful glitter. And just the combination of your life sparkles and best ever you, and our journals that we've written, and our children's books that we've written, and teaching and global summits and YouTube and learning video, and now audio seems easier, and it's just cute how
what we're doing right now. Like, this is StreamYard that we're currently broadcasting on, and we've learned and created these videos using this platform together, learned this together. Like, that's one of the things too in our summit here, when we talk about incredible yes and the value of a summit like this. We are such lifelong learners. Like, my learning curve since I've joined Best Ever You has been on fire. Like, I feel like in some ways I'm a university student again, just because I'm learning so much about the network, about our network, about all the different legs we run and activities we do, plus the behind the scenes stuff. Elizabeth and I, of course, we have a team that helps us, but we are still heavily involved with design, with marketing, with all kinds of things. So there is this learning curve. And when I look at us presenting a global summit and some of the speakers, we've had some conversations with them leading up to this, of course, and I'm just like, wow, I love people's perspective, these incredible people. And so if you're chiming into the summit, whenever you're listening on replay or when it's on, just bear in mind, what can I learn from this, and how could this impact my next incredible yes?
And have an honest conversation with yourself too. I mean, that's one of the things too that we do is we intentionally keep this real. This isn't fake. It's not, you know, we have fun and we're candid and so forth, but our intention here is to shift the focus over to you. Our focus is you. And we'll get to that too here in a minute. I got ahead of myself, but also that this is a really super trusted sacred space. It's a space where you can be honest. It's a space of integrity. It's a space of character, discipline, consistency, whatever you want it to be. Harmony, that's your one. Wellness, but we're here for you. And you know, I don't ever say I know everything, ever, and I never say I'm perfect. Ever. And those are pretty much the two times I use no. and I know you say that too. You know, it doesn't say perfect ever you, it says best ever you. And that we're here to, like, you know, make you a little better if we can.
Yeah, that's right. Help you encourage yourself and amplify all of the beautiful things that you already are. We love the word amplify. Yeah.
We do. That's beautiful. All right, I'm going to keep going. Yeah, here we are again. Look at those beautiful sparks.
I love fireworks. They're so pretty. So now we have this make an incredible yes happen. You know, it's February 2021 and time is going so fast. I can't believe it's the, 22nd of February and we like where has the year already gone? And so sometimes I think you need to really be cognitive of this and say, I want to make an incredible yes happen. Because time will just slip away if you're not actively looking or thinking about that. And so in what area of your life do you feel that you need a big yes? And like we said, it can often impact everything. And we've listed our 6 things there again: core, art, heart, humanity, sports, spirit. What area of your life do you need an incredible yes? Yes, go ahead.
I'm going to chime in here too and just remind everybody when they see the words art and sport, it's not literal. Like actually, we don't mean are you an artist? You know, are you drawing those fireworks? We mean the art of you. And by that, what we mean is something about you, whether it's a talent, a skill, and so forth, whether that translates to a hobby, a job, a cause, or whatever it is. And do you have anything to add to that, to explain that a little bit better? And sport also means well-being.
Yeah, I think you did a great job there. So yeah, the art is the essence of all of what makes you unique. What makes you unique? So if you are incredible at typing, if you are a baker, or if you are even an athlete could come into that skill, even though it also fits into well-being. And that's kind of one of the neat things. These can mix and mingle. So yeah, the art, if you just think about these two keywords, my skills and talents, I think that helps sum it up a little bit.
And then in sport, again, we do not mean, are you on the field pitching left-handed, 110 miles an hour? We do not mean that. We mean, it could mean that if you're an athlete, certainly contact us. We love athletes and keeping, helping them be their best for sure. But overall, for all of us non-professional athletes, I am an athlete, but not professionally, we mean wellness and health and activity and so forth. So do you have anything to add to that, to clarify?
No, I think that's really good. And you can always go over to our website, besteveryou.com, and check out our topics, and everything is really explained there. And then of course we do have our journals. So we have journals that are available through the website or on Amazon. We're going to be giving a couple of these away throughout the conference as well. You have to be live with the conference to win one of them. So this one is Best Ever You, Be Your Bravest, Boldest You. And that one's Your Healthiest, Best You. And they have all kinds of fantastic information and just things to inspire and encourage you. So our journals also circle around those. So yeah, we're flipping to our final slide here. And like we said, our focus is you. And so here's the other fantastic thing. I know we mentioned it a little bit, but Elizabeth and I are both certified master coaches. And so what does that mean?
It means good things. It means that so let's say something resonated with you here today in listening to us, or you just like Kris's sparkle, whatever it is over there, because she's the best. If you need more, we're here for you, and our focus is you. And so that means that we can help you one-on-one. We can help you with group coaching. We can help you in your corporate world. We can help you individual group. And also can train you to be a life coach, because a lot of people, what's a certified master coach? Well, that means we are trained to train life coaches and globally. So if you'd like to be a life coach, we're here for you. And I think it's so much fun. I can't wait to see who we train next.
I know, I love it too. It's tough to say what I love more, because here's what we love. We love helping others and impacting others. And when people reach out to us and say, I just got a message the other day from a woman I met 2 years ago, and out of the blue, she just sent me a lovely little message and said, I just want to let you know how much you changed and impacted my life. You changed my entire outlook. And she was at an event that I had hosted a couple years ago, and it just made my whole heart jump out of my body and explode, because I would like that big fat purple firework, because I was like, this is why I do what I do, is I want to impact lives and inspire and help and continue to improve and grow myself. She's like, you changed my life. But I was like, but you changed mine too. Yeah. And that is the beautiful thing about some of the, we say focus on you, and we truly, truly mean it. But don't be fooled. We get so much joy out of seeing you succeed.
And I'm trying to add to that a little bit and just say, for sure, we all trade off these moments and we teach each other. And then also in this, don't be shy, because, we all have things playing around in the background, and it might not be obvious with your glittery, I can't say it today, sparkly self, that something might be going on in the background. And we're walking around sometimes, and at first glance, no one knows what's going on in your world or life. And so it's very important, as we encounter people, to treat each other with the kindness and the gratitude and the grace and so forth with each person we encounter, but also let you know that we're here for you. We have really gone through some stuff in our life, and I would really love for you to share a little bit of yours. I'll share a little bit of mine, but we've gone through things, yeah. Do you want to do that, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's worth it, because this is part of the thing about, a conference and a summit like this, and you and I are both sharers. And one of the things that we both value is in that sharing of our story. We know that people can relate to it. We know that we're not alone, that we are not the only ones who have gone through this or that or whatever. And so for me, I have a couple really big ones in the last few years. So last year, I'm currently 44 years old, and I was happily married, and my husband passed away from cancer in the middle of the first year of COVID isolation 2020. And so that was life-changing. So I've been a widow for less than a year, and it's a weird word. I'm trying to step into it because it is a little piece of me now. And the journey that I have spent on working through and owning my grief, and then still being able to have positive, joyful mindset, that's been a really huge part of me and who I am right now. You know, if I look back further, I've had a company shut down and I lost my job. That was a huge hard year, right? I've had, my parents were divorced. I've had people in my family pass away besides my husband. So there's been just a lot of things that have, created the history of Kris. And so when I talk about sharing these things, and I openly share about them, I blogged about the journey with my husband for the entire year, all of the things we went through, and it helped me a lot, because one of the things is in my now, one of the things I sometimes do is get hard on myself, and I think, did we do enough? Did we have enough hope? Was I positive? Was I even helpful? And I doubt myself.
Sure. Yes, I was not, not near, I couldn't be near you because of COVID, but yes.
And so, yeah, and then I read back through this and I say, wow, even the day he passed, we didn't think it was happening. We had so much hope. We were so positive. And so having that experience was certainly one of the things that when you look at me as someone who coaches, and here's the thing, I still use coaches. I believe coaches need coaches. I have mentors. I have people in my circle who still help and guide me. And so when I look at helping and guiding you, I bring that whole bucket of experience and wealth of knowledge, not just from my own life, but from my experiences with the circle that surrounds me. And so I think that's really important to know too, because I wouldn't be doing, and same with Elizabeth, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing if we didn't have this rich experience with it. And so thank you for letting me share just a couple of notes of things that have been difficult and unexpected in my life. And I'm going to turn the table over to Elizabeth because she'll share a little too.
Yeah, and I tend to be a little bit more articulate in writing. So we'll see if I can do this, because I don't do this very much unless I'm more being like asked questions. So, but my experience has been nearly losing my life twice to severe allergic reactions, food reactions. I live my life daily with life-threatening food allergies to peanuts, tree nuts, fish, and shellfish. And so I have nearly lost my life twice, once while 6 months pregnant with Cam, our third son. And so really some interesting moments to navigate through in my life. And I really went through a really long period of time feeling quite sorry for myself and feeling victim mode because I had this and it was affecting my job and everything. And then my dad had a stroke. And it was in a rehab facility where he wasn't expected to really do much, let alone, speak or anything like that. But he rattled off this series of really inspirational words in a speech therapy session. And I remember taking out my journal and writing the word percolate, ABCs of life. And so that turned into percolate, let your best self filter through. And
that's Elizabeth's book, just if anyone isn't aware. Her book is called Percolate, and it talks a lot about that journey. Sorry to interrupt, but I just think that's important.
Yeah, no,
people can also buy that book because it talks about that journey of your life, and you tell lots of little anecdotal stories. And like she said, she's a really great sharer in writing. You're doing a great job talking about it too. I just wanted to add more about
that helps me a lot. Yeah, percolate, let your best self filter through. And in there, and so from 2004, so that book was published in 2014, but from 2004 to 2018, when my dad passed away, that book has the book and Best Ever You. I mean, I think Best Ever You exists in large part because of my dad. And there was that moment where he was like, aardvark. He rattled off the word aardvark. It's like, what? And then he said benevolence, courage, determination, excellence, and just all these things. And so it's proof that you can do our second favorite word, which is persevere. And so we talk a lot about your incredible yes and being a pal. And do you want to talk about pal real fast?
Yes,
we don't have a slide for it. I might, but I won't go searching for it. But
that's okay. So pal is, we love that. We love that because you heard me say earlier on Elizabeth, be a best friend to yourself. And so when we talk about being a best friend and loving yourself, we're like, let's be a pal to ourselves. And pal is PAL. That's how you spell pal. And P stands for perseverance. We want you to persevere A stands for amplify. We want you to amplify whatever you're doing that's good and beautiful and wonderful. Amplify it, do more of it. And she's found it. What a champion. And L is for love. And that is loving yourself, loving your life, loving all the elements of your life, and emitting love. So being a good pal to yourself. And you can see at the top of the slide there, incredible yes. And so that really is what the heart of this summit is you'll hear us when we talk to our speakers, we ask each of them to share an incredible yes. And as you're listening and as you're chiming in and as you're getting immersed in our summit, keep thinking about how can I be a pal to myself and what is my incredible yes.
And how can we be pals to each other? Because I know you're my best pal and I just love you. And you up to the point where I met you, I was grieving so difficultly for my dad's death and my dad passing and so forth. And you just have put the spring back in my step a little bit and some sparkle in my life. And I love you for that. So remember, it's not only being a pal to yourself, but also us being pals to each other, because when we share and grow, we learn from each other. And it gets us through those moments that you're talking about that are more difficult. I think.
That's right. And so, yes, wrapping up here, we want you to be a pal. We want you to persevere, amplify, and love yourself. We want you to think about the incredible yes in your mind as you listen to and enjoy our 17 world-class speakers. There they are, little snippets. You'll see all of them when you go into our Facebook group. You can click events and they're just all listed in there. We can't wait for tomorrow when we're kicking it off with the one and only Todd Stottlemyre. We're so happy you're with us. We hope you enjoyed our conversation here about the incredible yes. If you have any questions, any comments, any thoughts, feedback, we love hearing from you and we always reply. You can reach us at besteveryou.com. Just shoot us an email and it'll come to both of us and then we'll fight over who gets to reply, but that's fine.
Yeah, we don't fight. That's what's funny about that. All right. Thank you all so much for being here with us. We appreciate you. We're grateful for you and we hope you enjoy our conference.